Hello, this is Daniel O'Connor with the Brighton O'Connor Law Firm, real estate attorney here in Vidalia, Georgia. Today I wanted to review some of the risks covered by owner's title insurance. A lot of people aren't real sure what owner's title insurance is, and there's no way I could go over everything in this video, but I want to hit some high points. Owner's title insurance is basically insurance that is issued in Georgia by an attorney who, through an underwriter, which our firm uses First American Title Insurance Company, underwritten through the Georgia Fund, but it ensures you own your property. Real estate is sort of an abstract concept. Who owns it? It's not like a piece of jewelry that's in your possession or a car that you actually have a physical title for. Real estate, you need an opinion from a legal professional that you actually own it and that the title cannot be disputed in your name. And if that is ever questioned, that there was an issue that pre-existed your ownership, that is something that title insurance will cover. So I want to go over a few of the risks. These aren't all of them, but these are some of the big ones. First is fraud. We know we hear in the news all the time about title fraud. If you go through an attorney and do your closing and get title insurance, the chances of you being defrauded by a seller who doesn't actually own the property are fairly low. But if an attorney let that happen, the insurance is going to cover you if you purchase owner's title insurance. Forgery. If the person signing as a seller is not in fact the seller, or if it exists in the chain of title, you want some protection against that. That may not even be the closing attorney's fault necessarily, but it's coverage you can have against that. 3, unpaid taxes for previous years. If someone had owned the property before you failed to pay the property taxes, do you know whose problem that is? It's yours if you buy the property. Except that if you have title insurance, that pretty much ensures that the taxes are going to be paid up to date so that you start fresh. However, if your closing attorney fails to do that and you have title insurance, then they or the underwriter have to pay the back taxes that haven't been paid. And when I'm talking about taxes, I'm talking about ad valorem taxes. 4, unpaid mortgages. So if the mortgage on the property from a prior owner is not paid off, that prior lender could foreclose and sell your property that you've paid good money for. So you definitely want your closing attorney to pay off any mortgage that exists when you purchase the property. If you've purchased title insurance, you are insured that if the attorney failed to do that, that it will be paid so that you have good title. Mistakes by the closing attorney or law firm. Believe it or not, attorneys make mistakes, and I have faith that they all try to avoid that and try to do a good job. But something could slip by, and when that happens, who should bear the risk for that? Who should pay for that? Probably you would say not you. You paid to have the closing done. You paid for the property. You ought to get the benefit of what you paid for. If it's something that title insurance covers, and I would encourage you to ask for a copy of the commitment so you can see what it says, but the insurance will cover you if you've purchased it, and specifically if you have owner's title insurance. 6 are heirs of a previous property owner. Lots of property has been owned by someone who died, and it's tricky to transfer title out of the estate of someone who's passed away to either their beneficiaries or for the sale to, if there's a sale to a third party, for it to be proper. if there was some heir who had a right to any of the funds, or the title to the property, and their interest has not been taken care of, that's a problem for the new owner, because it's possible this heir owns some fraction of your property, which would make it nearly impossible for you to sell without getting that resolved when you sell it. If you get title insurance, you're covered. You're protected against this. Improperly executed documents. In Georgia, a deed or a security deed, which is the equivalent to a mortgage, requires that the person signing it, the grantor, execute the document in the presence of a witness and a notary public. And there's some magic words that need to be there. If that's not properly done, the instrument could be invalid. A title examiner looks at every document, makes sure each document creates a chain of title, which leads to your seller having a good title so that they can sell you a good title. If one of the documents in that chain of title is not properly done, it's a problem for you. And this is one of the things that title insurance protects you against. And I've got a few things to consider. Maybe if you don't get title insurance, you can sue the lawyer if he or she messed something up. I think a lot of people think that. Well, some of the things that title insurance protects against, we can't go through everything, but some of the things may not even be the attorney's fault. To hold an attorney liable, you have to prove that they were negligent, which sometimes title insurance claims are based on negligence. But the liability, protection provided by title insurance is greater than your remedy through suing your attorney for a malpractice action. Also, the statute of limitations, which is the limit of time in which you could sue an attorney, is sometimes 2, sometimes 4 years. And so if you discover a problem years after the closing, you may not be able to sue the attorney. And what if your attorney doesn't have malpractice insurance? I can assure you that we do, but what if they don't have malpractice insurance and they're not practicing anymore? You have no real remedy. Next, and I've sort of pointed this out already, some title defects may not even be the closing attorney's fault, and lots of the time they are, but if they're not, then you may not have any remedy. In title insurance, you'd be kicking yourself for not having gotten title insurance. If you have any questions about title insurance, you need an estimate. We've got a tool, a link on our website where you can calculate premium. The good thing is this premium only has to be paid one time when you purchase the property, and it protects you as long as you own the property. And it's really a pretty good deal. It also, that if the attorney can write title insurance, most likely they've jumped through all the hoops to be approved to do this. And they typically are a better bet on doing your closing than someone who can't write title insurance. So if we can help you, give us a call or text us or email us. We'll be happy to work with you. And if you're doing a closing with us, we'd be happy to give you a draft of a title commitment so you can see what you're buying and to really protect your investment in your property.